It is time now for the Peter Chell Morning News on this Monday morning, February 8th, 2016. And good morning to you all on this lovely Monday morning. Back to work, back to Monday. Here are your news and eyes. Here are top story at 8 o'clock on this Monday morning. Here is Santa Clara, California. We fought a terror in the week that the Denver Broncos were. Last guest, do or die. Last round, Super Bowl team tried to rally one final time around an ancient legend of a quarterback. In the real world, Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders are running for president on the same platform that has nothing to do with breaking up the big banks and breaking about the Medicare for all or even raising taxes on the rich. The Taiwanese government has ordered an investigation into the collapse of the high-rise building as just entering Marina emerged showing the tin can built into the walls of the Topo complex. Coldplay's Chris Martin luckily got assist from Beyonce and Bruno Mars during the last night's halftime show at Super Bowl 15 Santa Clara, California. While the first family, the Obamas celebrate Super Bowl with wings and pizza. Monday marks the first day of the Chinese Lunar New Year as China's biggest and most ceremonious holiday. China officially operates the International Gregorian calendar. The traditional lunar solar calendar maintains ceremonial significance. Syria-Turkey border. 10 allies in close to Turkey soil. Thousands of Syrian refugees fleeing and upsurging routes have gathered at the neighbor's border. Istanbul. 23 migrants drowned off Turkey's Aegean coast as they try to reach a Greek island. The Turkish Coast Guard said that the search and rescue operation was underway for the remaining passengers. Washington. North Korea's latest rocket launch might kick off a build-up of U.S. missile defense systems in Asia. U.S. officials and missile defense experts said something that could be further strain U.S. Bangalore, India. Officials say a leopard wandered into the school in southern India and injured 3 people as they try to escape. In Port-au-Prince, Haiti, Haitian President Michael Martel stepped down from the position, completing the term, but leaving the impoverished country without a successor. Seoul, North Korea may be bowing to international condemnation of its prison camps and experimental UPI, but even as some Gulag's close offers seem to be expanding. A runner in North Carolina race where participants consumers many as 12 students are now died Saturday after experiencing chest pains. Race organizers said in a statement. North Carolina Governor Pat McCrory said state minor injuries after the vehicle he was riding was re-entered shortly after the Carolina Panthers Super Bowl loss. Los Angeles divers recovered 2 bodies and wreckage of a plane off the coast of Los Angeles, the County Sheriff's Department said. In Boston, the winter storm is expected to bring up to 18 inches of snow in Massachusetts. Neighbor New Hampshire could see more snow ahead of the presidential primaries. There's all more of that coming up in the winter segment of the Peter Channel. Morning News says we're into the storm central right now. Here, Washington. A record number of people, some U.S. citizens and some green card holders, renounced their citizenship or gave up their green cards in 2015, the Treasury Department said. New York from a strange creature called Puppy Monkey Baby to a tear-inducing audio ads read together this year from offbeat human and heartfelt messages. New York upon education being taken private over $1.1 billion deal by a concerned led by the Visteria Group. The announcement Monday comes about a month after order at the University of Phoenix and a number for profit called Signal It, Frankfurt, German. Regulators said on Sunday that they imposed a moratorium on business activity on niche investment in banking. Frankfurt had played a prominent role in attempts by the Porsche family to take over Volkswagen several years ago. Average retail gas prices in the Twin Cities of Minneapolis, St. Paul fall 8 cents per gallon. The past week average of $1.54 per gallon. Yesterday, according to Gas Buddy's daily survey, 1,106 gas outlets in the Twin Cities. In Zug, Switzerland, rig company Transocean said Monday it contracted for the discovered deep seas rig in the Gulf of Mexico was canceled 9 months early. Bismarck, North Dakota, lower crude oil prices continued to pressure upstream operations in North Dakota as the state shed 2 weeks since last week, state data showed. Okay, take a look at the stocks. Down 6204.97, down 211.61. SP 500 1880.05, and Nasdaq 4363.14. Understudy suggests that extremely dry conditions may now be a standard in the central western United States as precipitation storms that have been seen at marked decrease throughout the past decades. Launching from an Earth in 2011, that Juno spacecraft will arrive at Jupiter in 2016 extended the giant planet for the elliptical polar orbit. Despite the being thousands of miles above the Earth, astronaut Scott Kelly didn't want to miss that the thrills of Super Bowl 50 has clearly treated his view to Bayer from the International Space Station. Rio de Janeiro, across Latin America, and countries with some of the most restrictive abortion laws in the world, thousands of pregnant women have been infected with the Zika virus, potentially exposing their offspring to devastating birth defects. Body mass index is used by everyone from insurance and health professionals to determine whether someone is a healthy weight according to index, which is calculated by dividing a person's weight and the square of the person's height. We have started vaccine movement countdown expected as believed. Chipotle restaurants open at 3 p.m. today in the local time zones. It's usually limited, and some workers contended immediately about the change recent food safety scares. Peter Channel News Time is now 8:06 a.m. Time for a sport report. Last night in the Super Bowl 50, the Denver Broncos over the Carolina Panthers 24-10. Boston Celtics over the Sacramento Kings 120-119 at doo-doo. The snow. I'm expecting many high school sporting events, including the North Lancers boys basketball game against Westwood at North High School, and the North Lancers girls basketball game in Westwood, which you, Robert, were to attend on tonight. But I have a feeling that's going to be canceled despite the snow. Right, Robert? Yes, that's because they don't want to be seeing their fans running to the game in the snow and cold. Santa Clara, California, in the late 1970s, Wade Phillips was in his early 30s and served as a defense line coach for the Farmer, bumping the Houston Royals teams that lost back-to-back AFC title games to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Miami, one by one, he continues the Los Angeles Clippers' latest drive shoulder to the rear of the visitors' locker room by putting their backs against the wall. Reporters Kevin asked questions. The New York Knicks came into the season with a one clear check to see what they had, and Chris Stappas Porzingis, the 7'3" Latvian they took with a 4th overall pick in 2015 NBA draft. Peter Childers is now 8:07 on this Monday morning, and it's time now for a Trevor report on this Monday morning. Baby! Let's start you off down and down here, as always here as, wow, 95 on the northbound side. It is Slogo from Westerly all the way out to Hopkins and right down there. Down in southeastern Massachusetts, 95 on the northbound side, a little slower around the shared stretch. 95 on the southbound side, so from 495 in Medford to 295 in Allenbury here. 195 on both ends, so from Medford all the way up to Wareham. 195 on these bad sides, so from Fall River all the way up to the Medford here. Out in the Cape, Route 6 on both ends, so from Sedgwick all the way up to Orleans here. Route 3 on the northbound side, so from Route 18 in Weymouth all the way up to the Braintree split. 128 on the northbound side, and it is so around Route 24 in Canton here. Highways in Springfield, Worcester all looking good here. Out in Connecticut here. 395 on both ends, a little slow around the north stretch. Route 2, it's a little slow around the north stretch. 95 on both ends, it's slow from the Rhode border all the way up to 395 around the Groton, New London stretch. 95 on both ends, it's slow from Old Saybrook all the way out to Route 9 and 95 northbound, it's also slow all the way out to Clinton, Connecticut here. Moving across Parkway on the southbound side of the accident around Milford, so expect some delays here. Highways in Hartford are looking good here. 95 on the southbound side, and they did so from Norwalk all the way at the Greenwich, Connecticut here. Highways in Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine are looking good here. And out in Albany, New York here, I-87 on the southbound side, also from Red Lake all the way to the coast due to a couple of accidents here on I-87 southbound around Route 146. In Rexford, so expect some delays here. I-87 to northbound are connected after the freeway in Albany, so expect some delays here. All right, look at that MBTA alert there. All right, look at that MBTA alert there. Green Line D Branch passenger may experience moderate lanes tomorrow, Monday, between Chestnut Hill and Reservoir due to signal problems. On the commuter rail, Worcester train 505, 7 a.m. Outbound is operating 10 to 15 minutes behind schedule between Yawkey and Worcester due to a switch problem. Worcester train 508, 7 a.m. from Worcester is departed Worcester Station and is operating 10 to 15 minutes late due to switch problem. Hayville train 260, 7:30 a.m. inbound is operating 10 to 15 minutes late behind train Reddit Station and North Station due to a mechanical problem. And on the ferries, they are looking good. Peter Channel News Time, 8:10, time for weather report on this Monday morning, and the snow is falling here in Norton around the southeast of Massachusetts, but expected to be heavy. For today, as the southeastern Massachusetts, southeastern New England is under a lot of warnings here. And blizzard warning remains effective until 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this evening. Locations extreme southeast Massachusetts including Cape Cod and the islands, and this includes the cities and towns of Brockton, Plymouth, Mattapoisett, Chatham, Falmouth, Provincetown, Vinnie Damon, and Nantucket. As the types, heavy wet snow and strong winds likely to be resulted in tree damage and scattered power outages. Strong winds and heavy snow will create blizzard whiteout conditions at times. Accumulation snow accumulation 8 to 12 inches, along with low-class higher amounts up to 14 inches possible. Time and snow overspreads this region from south to north at 7 a.m. The snow begins as a brief period of rain across Cape Cod and the islands, but quickly the change in snow. Snow will be fall heavy at times. Late afternoon, the snow intensity will begin to diminish by early evening, but large winds of moderate heavy snow will be persistent in the overnight hours. As impacts considerable fall to the blown and drifted snow visibilities will become poor with whiteout conditions at times. Those venturing outdoors may become lost in disregard, and so persons in the water area may advise to stay outdoors. Heavy wet snow and strong winds will result in tree damage and scattered power. Says winds northeast 20 to 30 miles, gusts up to 60 miles an hour. Visibility is 1/4 mile. Lesson times. Precautionary prepare section of blizzard warning is issued when a sustained winds are frequent and gusts over 35 miles an hour. When consuming fall to the blown and drifted snow, visibilities will become poor with whiteout conditions times, so as veterans may become lost in disregard after so persons in the water are advised to stay indoors. And blizzard warning is effective until 7 p.m. this evening from blackout as heavy wet snow and strong winds will likely result in tree damage and scattered power outages. As strong winds and heavy snow will create blizzard whiteout conditions at times. Snow accumulation 6 to 8 inches at time of rain and snow overspread the region by 5 minutes. Makes precipitation will quickly change to all snow and fall heavy at times by the mid-afternoon as heavy snow will come to during the early this evening, but areas light snow will continue to overnight hours as considerable fall in the blown and drifted snow visibility will become poor whiteout conditions at times. So veteran outdoors may become lost and disregarded, so persons that are warned are advised to stay indoors. Snowfall rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour also expected at times throughout the afternoon. Heavy wet snow and strong winds that will result in tree damage and scattered power outages. That's northeast winds with 25 to 35 miles and gusts up to 55 miles an hour. 1/4 mile less than times than the lower 30s to the median temperatures. Here. And we got a winter storm warning in effect until 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time Tuesday from Rhode Island into south central and eastern Massachusetts. And also central and eastern Connecticut and Worcester County and the greater Boston area and up to northeastern Massachusetts and southern New Hampshire, including the Portsmouth, New Hampshire area. Here. As winter storm warning remains effective until 7 a.m. Eastern Time Tuesday. As heavy snow accumulation 6 to 10 inches and time and snow overspreads the region from south to north between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. and the snow becomes heavy at times thereafter. As in the mid to late afternoon snow intensity should diminish by early evening. But very localized bands of moderate heavy snow may persist along the northeast Massachusetts coast into the overnight hours as travel will be slow at best or well-treated surfaces that are quite difficult or any unplanned on treated surfaces. Blown and drifted snow is also expected particularly around the Boston and Providence quarter as north 10 to 20 miles by winds gusts up to 45 miles. Visibility 1/4 mile less than times. Precaution prepare sections of winter storm warning is issued with an average of 6 or more inches of snow expected in a 12-hour period. For 8 or more inches in a 24-hour period. Travel will be slow at best on well-treated surfaces and quite difficult on the unplanned or untreated surfaces. And we got a storm warning in effect until 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This evening, the National Weather Service in transition to storm warning, which is effective until 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This evening, the gale warning is no longer effective. Winds and seas. Northeast winds at 20-30 knots with gusts up to 50 knots. Seas at 5 to 8 feet. Precaution prepares actions there. As this is for Vineyard Sound and Buzzard Bay. As a storm warning means winds up to 40 to 60 knots. In addition, has occurred as recreation boaters should remain in port or take shelter until winds and waves subside. Commercial vessels should prepare for very strong winds and dangerous sea conditions that consider remaining in port and taking shelter in port until winds and waves subside. And for Cape Cod Bay, storm warning effective until 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This evening, it's National Weather Service and transition to storm warning in which is effective until 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This evening, as gale warning is no longer effective. Winds and seas. Northeast winds 20-30 knots with gusts up to 50 knots at sea 6 to 11 feet. As precaution prepares actions, storm warning means winds of 40 to 63 knots and reduction of occurred. Recreation boaters should remain in port or take shelter until the winds and waves subside. And commercial vessels should prepare for very strong winds and dangerous sea conditions. Consider remaining in port or taking shelter in port until winds and waves subside. Storm warning remains effective 6 p.m. this evening from coastal waters from Provincetown, Massachusetts, Chatham, Massachusetts, and Nantucket, Massachusetts at 20 nautical meters. Coastal waters extended out to 25 nautical meters south of Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket and coastal waters. From Montauk, New York to Martha's Vineyard extended out to 20 nautical meters south of Block Out at 3:50 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Monday, February 2016, as storm water remains in effect until 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This evening, as winds and seas, northeast winds at 25-35 knots with gusts up to 60 knots, seas 17 to 22 feet. As a storm water means winds of 48 to 63 knots are admitted should occur as. And for Nantucket Sound, storm warning remains in effect until 6 p.m. this evening. Winds and seas, northeast winds 25-35 knots with gusts up to 55 knots. Seas 6 to 9 feet as precaution permits actions. A storm warning means that winds of 48 to 63 knots are admitted should occur. Recreation boaters should remain in port or take shelter until winds and waves subside. As commercial vessels should prepare for very strong winds and dangerous sea conditions there and consider remaining in port and taking shelter in port until winds and waves subside. And coastal waters east of Ipswich Bay, Stellwagen Bank National Marine Sanctuary as storm warning in effect until 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This evening as the National Weather Service and Intelligence storm warning, which is in effect until 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This evening the gale wind warning is no longer effective. Winds on seas northeast winds 25 to 35 knots with gusts up to 50 knots and seas 18 to 23 feet. And a coastal flood water remains in effect from 9 a.m. this morning to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This afternoon, location east of Massachusetts coastline from Plymouth County south to Cape Cod and Dakota Nantucket. Coastal flooded areas, moderate coastal flooded are expected during the late morning and midday high tide cycle. There is also potential for pockets of moderate coastal flooded during the high tide cycle late this evening, but today's high tide is a bigger concern as time of the late morning to midday high tide cycle, especially 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Impacts moderate coastal flooded produces widespread flooding of vulnerable shore roads and basements to the height of the storm tide and wave action, and numerous road closures may be needed. Last may be at risk for people who put themselves in harm's way. Isolated structural damage may be observed. A coastal flood water means that moderate and major coastal flooding is expected, and moderate coastal flooding produces widespread flooding of vulnerable shore roads and basements to the height of the storm tide and wave action. Numerous road closures may be needed. Last may be at risk of people who put themselves in harm's way. Isolated structural damage may be observed. And coastal flood advisory remains in effect from 9 a.m. this morning to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This afternoon, location Martha's Vineyard to the North Shore of Massachusetts from Boston northward to the North Massachusetts New borders. Coastal flooding. Minor coastal flooding is expected time from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday. And have a random minor coastal flooding is possible very late this evening as impacts minor coastal flooding is most notable shore wards that are basements due to high storm tide and wave spot show. The majority of the wards are very possible for all the isolated cause. There will be no significant threat of life. Any impact on property is minimal as a coastal flood advisory is issued for minor coastal flooding that the most vulnerable shore roads and the basements to the height of the storm tide and wave spot shore. The majority of the roads remain possible with all the isolated closures. There will be no significant threat of life. Any impact on property is minimal. Winter weather remains effective until 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today, locations west of Northern Connecticut, Central and Western Massachusetts includes the cities, the towns of Hartford, Winslow, Union, Vernon, Shawmont, Greenfield, Orange, Barrett, Fitchburg, Chesterfield, Blandford, Amherst, Northampton, and Springfield and Ayr. Has a type of snow. Incubation. Snow accumulation 3 to 6 inches at time and snow force spreads anywhere between 7 a.m. and 10 a.m. from this afternoon. The snow becomes steadier and somewhat heavier thereafter. Continuing to the mid-afternoon, snow should diminish in intensity by late afternoon, early evening, and sun will be slow at the best. A whale tree to surface at quite difficulty. Unpotted tree to surface at winds northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusts up to 35 miles an hour. Temperature in the mid-20s. And visibly 1/4, 1/2 a mile times. And winter wave advisory to affect issue and stored and ice is a forecast of development of affected areas by accumulations like Pacific Line. And they stored ice will be resulting in slippery conditions on the treated roadways and sidewalks when temperatures are below freezing. Motorists need to be especially careful on bridges over houses where slip spots can easily develop. And take a look at the current conditions here in not near at the 8 a.m. hour here. (32 degrees here in Norton with humidity of 79%, winds north east at 12 and Newport by 26 and visibly 3/4 miles an hour, and it's light snow here in Norton here. And look at the latest radar seen here, and it shows snowing in southeastern Massachusetts and Cape Towns and all around, and extreme southern Worcester counties, man, Blackstone is also snowing in eastern Connecticut, east of Hartford and stretching down Taunton, Wyndham down to Norwich and New London, and we're seeing some sleet from east of New Britain and stretching down to Middletown and down from Madison and stretching down the eastern shores of Long Island, and some rain showers north of Riverhead, and little batches of rain showers on Islip, and also some snow showers from Middletown to New Haven, stretching down 95 down for Stamford, and stretching all the way east to New York City and down for Long Branch and Lakewood, New Jersey here. Okay, let us take a look at the timing of the snow. Okay, 8 a.m. Okay, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 10 a.m., the snow's going to make it continue to keep its way throughout the southeast of Massachusetts and Connecticut and down here. And seeing some heavy bands from Quincy all the way down to Warwick about 10 a.m. and also heavy bands around Yarmouth and Eastham, and also heavy bands eastern Connecticut and up in the New Haven. So these are moderate bands, heaviest bands up to Nantucket here. Dark pools will be the heaviest around the Cape around noontime. And the snow will continue to fall throughout the afternoon hours. So it's like the moderate bands. And it will be stopping by about overnight hours of tonight and into Tuesday morning. Although we can see some ocean effect snow flurries around Plymouth County and Cape Towns and up in Lynn, Beverly, and Ipswich here. So this is going to be a messy Monday and so if you're going to be traveling out on roads, you could do it, but do it safely and drive at your own risk. But if you don't, stay in the comfort of your own home. Right, Robert? Yep. You don't want to gamble with your lives in the snow and wind. All right. 7-day forecast. It goes like this here. First, we're going to take a look at the snowfall map. I'm expecting 8 to 12 inches in southeastern Massachusetts. Best chance for a foot or more snows on the south shore from Hull all the way down through Sandwich here. 5 to 8 inches from Greater Boston and stretching down for Worcester and Rhode Island and eastern Connecticut. Newport County can get the 8 to 12 inch mark, while 2 to 4 inches from west to Worcester and then for Hartford and down for New Haven and east to New York and up to Vermont and up to New Hampshire here. I'm expecting 5 to 8 inches around southeastern New Hampshire here. Okay, 7-day forecast. It goes like this here. For today, snow high to 31 degrees, plus wind at northeast from about 14 to 23 miles an hour, with gusts up to 44 miles an hour. Anticipation is 1%. Total anytime snow accumulation for 8 inches possible. Tonight, snow before 9 p.m. The snowstorm made between 9 p.m. and 4 a.m. Low at 19 degrees and open about 5 to 9 miles. Caveat through that. Anticipation 9%. New circulation 1 to 3 inches possible. So I'm expecting 5 to 11 inches here in the north with initial inch of amounts. For Tuesday at chance of snow showers. Clouds got about 31 degrees. Cloud will become not far at 6 miles in the morning. Anticipation is 40%. New circulation less than 1 inch possible. For Tuesday, chance of snow showers. Clouds got low about 18 degrees. Open about 5 miles. Coming DD. Anticipation is 50%. New circulation 1 to 3 inches possible. For Wednesday, at chance of snow showers. Clouds got about 36 degrees and a low about 19 degrees. Cloud will become westbound 5 to 9 miles an hour. In the afternoon, chance of precipitation is 35%. Thursday, at chance of snow showers between 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. Most clouds got about 31. Low about 7 degrees and anticipation 30%. And for Thursday, nights can be podcast go about 7 degrees. Friday, both southern podcast got about 24, about 9 degrees. And for Saturday, it's gonna be a frigid weekend. Saturday, both southern podcast got about 19, low about. You're not kidding me. With a Saturday night low 4 below 0. It's not Tampa, but it's real. And for Sunday, most sides got about 16 degrees. Pitters, what a phrase of the day. A messy Monday and Tampa with the snow. People say have a good day with a good positive to be safe and sound. And I'll keep you informed for today. And I'll have a Peter Channel weather alert at 10 a.m. and a full report on the Peter Channel news report at 12 noon. Stay tuned!